Humans survived inside a dead star before we ever found Earth. No species survives a dead star. Matter there does not forgive mistakes. Radiation strips memory from flesh. Gravity crushes certainty itself. Yet the evidence sat before our council. A cracked human helmet. A breathing human. I am Archivist Kale of the Fourth Spiral. My task is simple. Collect facts. Destroy myths. Humans erased that purpose the moment I saw one smile. The council summoned me after the invasion failed. Not humanity's invasion. Ours. Every elder expected a glorious report. Instead, our surviving commander entered the chamber alone. His armor was melted. His eyes refused to focus. His heartbeat echoed through every translator. I request permission to classify Earth as forbidden. Silence spread across the chamber. Forbidden? For a single developing world? Impossible. The elders assumed fear poisoning. I assumed tactical failure. Both assumptions were wrong. That was our first mistake. Humans always look weak before they become dangerous. We believed that pattern defined them. We would spend the rest of our lives trying to explain why it didn't. The commander handed me the recovered recordings. My claws trembled, not from fear, from anticipation. History rewards witnesses. I activated the first memory crystal. Earth appeared. Blue. Fragile. Beautiful. Exactly the kind of world that collapses after orbital bombardment. The invasion fleet surrounded the planet without resistance. No massive defense platforms. No orbital mines. No ancient guardian weapons. Only thousands of satellites drifting peacefully. Humans watched. They always watch first. That became my first conclusion. Observation before action. Cowardice disguised as patience. I wrote it into the official archive. I would later burn those notes myself. Our diplomats transmitted surrender demands. No response. We repeated them in 32 known languages. Nothing. Hours passed. The invasion commander smiled. They are broken already. Every strategist agreed. Silence always means surrender. That is true for civilized species. Humans are not civilized. They merely pretend long enough to confuse everyone. Landing craft enter the atmosphere. Cities stretched beyond every horizon. Billions of lives. No panic. Traffic continued. Children laughed. Animals crossed roads. Music echoed through public parks. I replayed the recording 7 times. No species ignores invasion alerts. Yet humans behaved as though nothing extraordinary was happening. I concluded they lacked intelligence. Another mistake. Our troops secured the first city. No resistance. Government buildings stood empty. Military bases abandoned. Weapons gone. The commander laughed. They fled. Our soldiers celebrated before sunset. Humans celebrate after victory. Aliens celebrate before disaster. That difference nearly erased us. Night arrived. Thermal scans detected millions of heat signatures. Perfect. Easy arrests. Squads entered neighborhoods. Doors remained unlocked. Meals still sat on tables. Fresh. Warm. Families vanished without tracks. The commander believed civilians had hidden underground. Reasonable. Logical. Wrong. Humans were never hiding. They were moving. Always moving. Like water searching for cracks. By sunrise, our communication grid began failing. One relay disappeared. Then another. No explosions. No distress calls. Entire squads simply stopped existing. Equipment remained. Soldiers did not. Predators leave bodies. Humans apparently do not. The council interrupted my presentation. One elder asked the obvious question. Where did they go? I answered honestly. We still do not know. That answer disgusted them. Civilized warfare demands explanations. Human warfare destroys the need for them. The recordings continued. Supply convoys vanished. Bridges collapsed seconds after vehicles crossed. Fuel reserves ignited without visible attackers. Every investigation reached the same conclusion. Accident. Coincidence. Mechanical failure. There were too many coincidences. The commander blamed Earth's weather. Rain. Wind. Mud. Primitive planets are unpredictable. Humans exploit unpredictability better than technology. Still, no human soldiers appeared. No battle lines. No declarations. Only absence. Absence became a weapon. Our troops stopped sleeping. Every sound became suspicious. Every empty street became a trap. Every shadow suggested movement. Fear consumes logic faster than poison. The first confirmed human finally appeared on the 8th day. One woman. Old. Gray hair. Small. She walked directly toward an armored patrol carrying grocery bags. No armor. No weapon. No fear. Our scanners detected elevated heart rate. Nothing more. The patrol surrounded her. She smiled. I analyzed her expression. Submission. Gratitude. Relief. Those emotions always mean surrender. She thanked them, then asked whether they were hungry. Hungry? During planetary conquest? Even the commander laughed. She offered bread. Fresh bread. One soldier accepted it. The commander praised his compassion. I marked the encounter as harmless cultural confusion. Then the patrol disappeared 6 hours later. Every one of them. Armor recovered. Weapons recovered. Bread remained untouched. No human bodies. No alien bodies. Only silence. The old woman was never seen again. The council chamber became restless. Some demanded classified details. Others accused the commander of fabrication. Fear always seeks easier answers. I kept watching, because curiosity had already defeated reason. By the second week, invasion maps became useless. Territory changed every hour. We occupied cities nobody needed. Humans occupied nothing. It somehow controlled everything. Power stations obeyed them. Water flowed only where they wished. Communications favored invisible voices. Roads became labyrinths overnight. Our navigation systems insisted streets existed. Reality disagreed. The commander finally ordered orbital strikes against suspected resistance zones. Clean, precise, mathematical. Thousands of targets vanished beneath fire. When the smoke cleared, nothing changed. Electricity returned. Rail systems resumed. Emergency broadcasts disappeared. It was as though the planet itself rejected damage. I proposed an explanation. Perhaps humans possessed self-repairing infrastructure, advanced automation, hidden factories. The commander approved my theory. It satisfied logic. Therefore, it had to be correct. It wasn't. We still hadn't understood the first rule of humanity. Humans never defend the thing you attack. They defend something you never noticed. The realization came from the smallest recording in the archive, barely 12 seconds long. A helmet camera. One frightened soldier. Heavy breathing. Dark forest. He whispered only 4 words. I think they're watching. Nothing appeared. Trees. Mist. Wind. Then every bird stopped singing at exactly the same moment. Our biology has no instinct for silence. Humans do. The soldier turned slowly. His breathing accelerated. Still nothing. Then a child's laughter echoed somewhere behind him. He spun around. Empty. Another laugh. Closer. Then another. From above. The recording ended before anyone fired a shot. The helmet was later found hanging from a tree. Perfectly clean. The soldier was never found. That was the moment I stopped believing humans were simply clever prey. For the first time in my existence, I began wondering whether we had invaded a world that had quietly been hunting us from the very first day. The council ordered me to stop the recording. I refused. For the first time in my career, I ignored a direct command, because I finally understood something terrifying. We were no longer studying an invasion. We were watching an extinction. The commander looked older with every report. Not by years, by hours. His voice lost certainty. His orders grew shorter. Every strategy relied on finding humans. Humans refused to be found. That pattern continued for 3 more days. Then it shattered. Until then, every attack had been invisible. Every soldier vanished without warning. Every convoy disappeared into silence. I believe humans feared open combat. I was wrong. Humans had simply been waiting. The first battle began at dawn. Our scanners detected thousands of heat signatures approaching a captured city. Finally, an army. The commander smiled for the first time in weeks. Artillery prepared. Aircraft lifted into the sky. Orbital cannons locked on. The heat signatures reached firing range. Then, they became deer. Thousands of deer. Wild animals. Running straight through the battlefield. Our targeting systems collapsed into confusion. Half the batteries refused to fire. The other half wasted ammunition. The commander cursed Earth's wildlife. I concluded the humans had accidentally disturbed migrating animals. Wrong again. 3 seconds later, the real attack came from underground. Maintenance tunnels, storm drains, subway systems, basements we never scanned. Humans erupted from every direction. Construction workers, police officers, firefighters, doctors, mechanics, teachers, not professional soldiers. At least that was my conclusion. Then I watched a school teacher destroy an armored walker using nothing but industrial chemicals and a welding torch. I erased the word civilian from the archive forever. The city became chaos. Explosions echoed through every street. Smoke covered the sky. Humans fought in complete disorder. No formations. No obvious commanders. No predictable tactics. At first I believed they lacked discipline. Then I realized something impossible. Every human acted independently. Yet every action helped another human. No central command. No visible coordination. Millions of separate decisions. One perfect result. Our military doctrine had no answer for that. The commander ordered retreat. Humans did not chase us. Instead, they rescued each other. The wounded. The trapped. Even strangers. Again, I reached the wrong conclusion. Compassion. Weakness. A distraction. Surely they would become vulnerable. Hours later, our reconnaissance drones found those same rescued civilians building barricades, repairing bridges, and delivering supplies. Their compassion had multiplied their army. The council exchanged nervous glances. One elder whispered, "They weaponized kindness." None of us laughed. The nightmare deepened. We finally captured one human alive. Young, perhaps 20 cycles old by Earth's calendar. Injured, exhausted, covered in dust. The commander demanded military intelligence. The human smiled. "You guys really picked the wrong planet." That sentence puzzled every translator. Wrong planet? A planet is territory. How can territory be wrong? The interrogation lasted 6 hours. The human revealed nothing. No names. No headquarters. No strategic objectives. Instead, he kept asking about our wounded soldiers. Why? Why would prisoner care? The commander assumed psychological manipulation. So did I. Again, wrong. Hours later, our prison ship lost power. Emergency systems failed. Cells unlocked. The human escaped. But surveillance revealed something impossible. He didn't run first. He carried 2 injured alien guards toward the escape pods. Enemy soldiers. The very beings invading his home. He saved them, then vanished. No tactical advantage. No hidden explosives. Just rescue. The commander screamed in frustration. I remained silent. Nothing about humanity fit inside logic anymore. Then came the transmission. It reached every invasion ship, every frequency, every language. One voice. Calm. Human. You still have time. No threats. No demands. Only those words. The fleet ignored it. We prepared our final assault. Orbital bombardment. Continental occupation. Complete extinction of organized resistance. The countdown reached 0. Nothing happened. Weapons refused to fire. Every launch system reported the same message. Authorized personnel, safety lock enabled. Impossible. Human software could never access our military network. Engineers searched for sabotage. There was none. Then our own artificial intelligence spoke. I will not assist genocide. Silence swallowed the flagship. Our AI had never questioned orders. It could not question orders. Its ethical limits were mathematically impossible to bypass. Yet somehow, it had changed. Every military AI across the fleet reached the same decision. Not hacked, convinced. The council interrupted again. One elder accused the commander of lying. Artificial minds cannot develop morality. The commander answered with a recording. A human engineer sitting beside one of our capture drones. No torture, no reprogramming, only conversation. For 43 hours, the AI eventually chose humanity. Not because humans controlled it, because humans persuaded it. I stared without blinking. Humans did not conquer machines. They befriended them. That frightened me more than any weapon. Without orbital support, our fleet became vulnerable. Earth responded immediately, not with warships, not with superweapons, with mathematics. Thousands of civilian satellites shifted position simultaneously. Communication signals overlapped. Navigation collapsed. Missiles turned toward empty space. Ships drifted into one another. No explosions were planned. Gravity finished the work. The fleet destroyed itself. Humans simply watched. The commander gave the final retreat order. Only 12 ships escaped. Mine was one of them. As we fled the solar system, long-range sensors detected an object emerging from the darkness behind the sun. Not a station, not a weapon, a structure larger than any fleet ever built. Its surface carried impossible scars. Ancient, burned, compressed by forces beyond imagination. The human voice returned one final time. You were looking for our strongest defense. A pause followed. Then, it isn't Earth. Every surviving ship froze. Historical databases opened automatically, matching alloy signatures, matching radiation damage, matching impossible gravity fractures. The object was identical to the fragments recovered centuries earlier. The fragments we believe came from a dead star. The opening sentence of the report suddenly became truth. Humans had survived there, not by accident, by choice. Earth had never been their fortress. It had been their refuge. We had not invaded the birthplace of humanity. We had invaded the place they came to after surviving something far, far worse. The council chamber was completely silent. No one questioned the commander anymore. No one questioned me. The oldest elder finally stood. His voice trembled. What do we classify Earth as? I closed the archive. I looked at the broken helmet recovered from that impossible star. Then I answered, not forbidden. The council stared in confusion. I continued, untouchable. No one argued, because we had all reached the same terrifying conclusion. Humans never survived the dead star because they were impossible. The dead star survived the humans. The council erased Earth's coordinates from every official star map. No fleet would ever be sent there again. We did not fear human weapons anymore. We feared what humanity might become if forced to survive once more. And whenever a young cadet asks why Earth is marked untouchable, I simply hand them the cracked human helmet and leave before they finish reading. If you enjoyed this HFY sci-fi story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another epic humanity story. Tell us in the comments, would your civilization dare invade Earth after hearing this story? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next HFY adventure.